Yep. What's up, everybody? Just making my rounds today before I go get my good workout on. So, me and Mr. Bunny here been talking Cowboys football, and you know, um, Mr. Bunny was telling me a lot of things that he didn't like. Now, Cat got his tongue on the last feet, right? You talked a little bit at the end, but you didn't talk as much as you should, because remember you was telling me all that stuff about Dak Prescott and how it bothered you how they didn't extend him, and how they say one thing but they do another. You remember that, Mr. Bunny? You was telling me all that. And but then when we got on Facebook Live on my page, then you weren't saying anything. So I'm gonna ask you again right now. Are you gonna tell me your feelings that you were telling me earlier about Dak Prescott? Tell him, Mr. Bunny. Don't start getting quiet on me now. I told you, dog. I told you. I'll talk to you later. This is about you. This is about your show. This ain't about Mr. Bunny. This is about Big Game James. It ain't about Mr. Bunny. If it was about Mr. Bunny, Mr. Bunny would have his own show. Mr. Bunny don't got his own show. You just found Mr. Bunny in the garage, and you almost threw me away today, dog. You almost threw me away. Only reason why I almost threw you away, Mr. Bunny. First of all, only reason why I almost threw you away because you was hidden in the garage and you're dirty. We got to clean you up, okay? So that's the only reason why I was even thinking about throwing you away, dog. You see, I didn't. Boothang Ben had you, and she was like yes, and then I said, well, she was like no, and then we were like, you know what? Because you're dirty, you might not get clean, so we might just have to throw you away. But guess what? Did we throw you away? You took all that garbage away, Mr. Bunny, all that trash away. We threw away couches and everything. But what? You're sitting here with me, so don't be hating right now, dog. We talking about Dak Prescott, and I feel you. Thank you for not trying to take over my show. But you know what? You're gonna get your time. But don't act like you can't talk about that stuff that you said earlier. Now, you gonna say it or not? I said I ain't talking about no Dak Prescott right now. I will talk about him on your next show. This is about you. This ain't about me. So say what you got to say about Dak Prescott, the organization, and let's get off of here and get to working out because I need to get stronger. All right, dog. All right, man. So you know what? He be having funny ass attitudes, dog. You see that smile? Don't let it be deceiving. That smile, see that smile right there? Don't let it be deceiving because he's an angry individual. He has anger issues, and I've been finding them out lately. This past couple, the last day or so. But that's all right. I still love you. But anyway, let's talk about some of the Cowboys football right quick. We seen what happened with the Dak Prescott situation. Dak Prescott did not get signed. Sorry if my hands are a little shaky, but Dak Prescott did not get signed to a multi-year deal. He's going to play on the franchise tag for the 2020 season, and we'll see what happens beyond. Now, I'm going to say a few things that are my feelings about the Dak Prescott situation. If y'all watched the late night hype, y'all seen how I felt. But you know what? The thing that makes me frustrated about all of this is how the Dallas Cowboys always try to paint themselves as the saint. They always try to paint themselves as they do everything they can. It's always them doing everything they can, and it's never the player. It's always them going above and beyond. No, I don't believe that because when I hear about right after the contract is done or the deadline's passed, then we hear right after that Jane Slater and multiple reports from Cowboys outlets because I know they send them feeders out. Oh, we was right about to strike a deal. 50 million guaranteed, 70 million this was going to happen, that was going to happen, everything was going, but we just ran out of time. Baloney. Where in the hell have you seen an organization and you're dealing with a supposedly your franchise quarterback? You've made deadlines. You said deadlines make deals. You said that. You said deadlines make deals. We didn't say that. You said deadlines make deals. But you're getting everybody else signed. Zeke, you're getting Lawrence, you're getting Blake Jarwin, everybody else is getting signed. Cooper, everybody else is getting signed. Jalen Smith, Leo Collins, everybody else is getting signed except your dog, who you said that was your dog. I mean, you put the exclusive franchise tag on him, so that says he is your dog. You had a whole hell of a time to work a deal out. And so now you're going to really tell us fans like we're stupid and dumb that, oh, it was right there, but it just didn't, we ran out of time. How in the hell do you run out of time when you had 2 years? I told you, Dak Prescott changed his agent to Todd France in June of 2018. That was 2 years. That gave you the notice that this contract was not going to come cheap. Dak Prescott was saying he was not going to come cheap. And when he bet on himself and still did great. Now, we understand the record, but do we really, when I just mentioned this on Facebook, can we really say that if Dak would have won some of those games and Dallas would have been 10-6 and maybe they went to the playoffs and lost in the freaking first round again, Jason Garrett still could possibly still be the coach and we wouldn't have a Mike McCarthy in the fold? Have you ever thought about that? Now, I'm not saying that's an excuse for why they lost games, but I'm glad Garrett is gone. Okay, I am glad Garrett is gone. You have a veteran, established coach. You have a guy who's been there and done that. And now I feel a lot better going forward and moving forward. Maybe we think that just because it wasn't all Dak Prescott, and I know great quarterbacks rise above and bring your team out of the great ones like the Aaron Rodgers, those guys, and the Drew Breeses that have done it before, and the Peyton Mannings, those guys have risen. The Tom Brady's, when all is on the line and everything is messed up, they rise and make plays. Dak didn't do all that this past season. I get it and I understand it. But come on, was that defense the greatest? Was that special teams the greatest? And once again, was that coach the greatest? You can't tell me. I was a coach for 15 years, and coaches do make a difference. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you got a shitty-ass coach, you ain't going to win games. That's just the truth, okay? But here's the thing, that the Cowboys are always painting this picture like they're always doing everything right. Like I said, right after that, they said, oh, well, this was going to get done. And what is the good soldier, Dak? What is the good soldier, Dak? He comes back in the media right after that. He doesn't complain. He doesn't talk shit. He doesn't talk trash. He's still the leader of the Cowboys saying, yo, I'm thankful. I'm grateful to be a Cowboy. Let's try to get this 6 and let's try to make this happen. Class act. Class act. Even though he didn't get his deal, he's still a class act in the media. He's just a class act all the way around. 4 years of a class act. You get what I'm saying? And he's gotten better. It's not like he's a losing quarterback. He's a winning quarterback. He's won division titles. He's a winner. He's a winner. And I want a winner behind center. He don't have to throw the prettiest ball. It doesn't have to be pretty every time he plays. It can be ugly sometimes. But all I give a hell about is at the end of the day, if the game is over, does the Cowboys have a dub? Okay? Because guess what? I've seen other quarterbacks that are great, haven't played great in Super Bowls and playoffs, but they still won the game. That damn game, and I think it was 2014, when the Packers should have went to the Super Bowl on that bogus play from that tight end. I remember watching that game, highlights of that game, and Russell Wilson played like shit that game. He threw 4 interceptions, I believe, in that game, and guess what? They won. He threw that critical pass at the end of the game, but I could see Dak Prescott throwing a pass like that at the end of the game. But he threw 4 interceptions, but he kept battling, and they still went to the Super Bowl. Does anybody remember he threw 4 interceptions in that championship game? Does anybody care about that? No. All they care about is that he made a critical pass to get into the Super Bowl, and they went to the Super Bowl. That's all they care about. Nobody care about how pretty it looks every damn time. All I care about is wins and losses. And when I look at it, Dak Prescott is more of a winner than a loser. And those are the type of guys that I want on the team. I want winners, okay? I want guys that can produce, but I don't want winners. I want guys that are going to take us to the next level. And when you get a coach like a Mike McCarthy that can blend with the Dak Prescott, it's a good thing. But one last thing that I wanted to say, not a last thing, but one thing I wanted to say is they came back in the media, Dallas, saying, oh, well, we want to get a couple free agents out there. There was a couple free agents we were still looking at. But now, since we didn't sign Dak, it makes it almost impossible for us to go get those free agents. Once again, dog, does that sound like you're shitting on the player? Oh, well, we did everything we were supposed to do, but he didn't agree. So paint the picture of Dak Prescott being greedy, paint the picture of the agent being overly greedy, and paint the picture of the organization being the knight in shining armor and they never do anything wrong. Ain't that right, Mr. Bunny? Hell yeah. You know how they do. I'm just saying. So now we're going to say that because you guys didn't sign Dak Prescott, it's his fault that they you didn't sign it. It's his fault or his agent's fault that now y'all can't get these free agents because you didn't get a deal done. Please. From what I've read and what I've looked at, plenty of insiders, is that, yeah, y'all probably talked about the deal, But wasn't no formal offer sent paper-wise. Wasn't no contract sent over paper-wise. And even Dak disputes it. Dak says, yeah, we talked. I talked to Stephen Jones over the phone, but wasn't no contract sent. They were dead set on the contract they were giving them. And when we talked about Ian Rappaport saying that those guarantees and those percentages were less than Ryan Tannehill and some of the other top quarterbacks, you really think that a quarterback who's done all that, that's not a sign of disrespect or slapping his face? That's crazy. That's crazy if you don't think that that's real. So that's all I'm saying about that. But training camp is around the corner, hopefully. It's the 17th. Usually training camp starts out on the 28th, so that's around, what, 11 days? Man, it's getting close. And I've been keeping y'all up to breast on these COVID situations. The NFLPA and the NFL are talking right now about having a possible opt-out that I've been discussing and been sending you the information, you guys the information. The NFL is talking about they want the players to commit by August 1st on whether they're going to play or they're going to sit out. I don't know all the ramifications, if they're going to get paid or not, but they're leaving it up to the player. But I guess August the 1st is the deadline for them to let them know if they're going to play in the 2020 season. Also, the NFL has backed off of the 35% salaries getting put in escrow, and they're talking about just dropping the cap. Every team cut about $40 million off their budget for this 2020 season with this COVID thing going on. It's going to be a really weird season. I'm not excited about a lot of it, to be honest with you, because I'm worried about the injuries. There has been no mini camp. There's been no OTAs. There's been nothing. Guys haven't been able to work out together. And then all of a sudden at the end of July, and you really had 55 days until the first game of the season. 55 days, and there's been no kind of football. Think about that. 55 days. And the NFL has their first game of the season. Right, Mr. Bunny? 55 days, Mr. Bunny. And we're going to be playing NFL football. And there ain't been no NFL contact, no NFL nothing, Mr. Bunny. Do we think there's not going to be injuries? Going to be hella injuries, dog. Going to be hella injuries. And I ain't even trying to wish it on nobody. I ain't wishing no injuries on nobody. Look at me. I'm just a bunny. But at the end of the day, I don't want to see players get hurt and all that good stuff. I feel you, Mr. Bunny. So Mr. Bunny feels the same way I do, man. I'm just worried about these injuries and things of that nature going on. I mean, they want the NFL to hit the ground running, but to me, this is the NFL. This isn't like the NBA. This isn't like some other sports. They need to be able to get acclimated, because we've seen tons of injuries even with their training camp. We've seen tons of injuries with training camp, and we've seen a lot of rookie injuries with training camp. Now we're thinking that there's no training camp, everything's gonna be great. I'm knocking on wood that nothing happens to our guys, but it's just a eerie feeling and an uncomfortable feeling going into this 2020 season, because you have an unknown. Nobody knows anything. Everybody's playing it by ear. So we'll just happen to see how this goes. Zeke Elliott was in the news talking about put some respect on his name. 4 years, he's tired of people talking shit about him. So he jumped on Twitter and just started ripping people and basically saying put some respect on his name. And all I'm going to say to Ezekiel Elliott, I feel you, dog. I feel you. I feel like you've been one of the best backs in the league. I didn't try to hate on you when I wrote that article and said that you was going to leave. I was telling people you was going to hold out, because I knew what the Cowboys were going to go to do to you. Cowboys say they love everybody, but you knew damn well that what they were going to do to you, Ezekiel Elliott. That's why you held out with 2 years left on your contract, because you knew they were going to run your ass in the ground one more year to take off your value, and that's one more year of work on your body, and then they were going to undercut you with the pay. So you were smart. I can't hate on you. You were business smart. You saw it from afar. You held out early and got your money. Dak, maybe you should have did that. Dak, maybe you should have held out and put the fire to them and said, roll with Cooper Rush. Maybe Dak Prescott should have did that. Maybe that's what should have did. But Dak, that's why it frustrates me is through all that, Dak was this good soldier. Ezekiel Elliott held out with 2 years left on his deal, waited maybe 2 or 3 months, got his highest paid running back in the league, an extension. Dak Prescott playing on his 4 years, being the good soldier coming to camp. He could have said could have had a major injury, and then y'all wouldn't have paid him shit. Let's keep it real. Cowboys, y'all would have paid him. Y'all would have put him if he had a major injury. You would have paid it, still gave him that franchise tag. You get what I'm saying? And he still did it. You feel me? And he didn't get his money, but Ezekiel Elliott stepped out because he was smart, because he knew what y'all was going to undercut him with that money. But my thing to tell Ezekiel Elliott is this. You can't win in the media, dog. Trust me. I ain't even know the media all like that, but like I said, my mother told me, don't go back and forth with anybody on the media because you won't win, and you won't. Because as soon as you out there, Zeke, telling them how good you are, you're gonna have 35 haters telling you how bad you are. You feel me? So just go out there and keep on doing your thing, big dog. Keep on rushing. Keep on getting 13 to 1400 yards a year. Keep on getting about 10 touchdowns, and let's keep on trying to get this damn six, okay? Because there are nothing but haters out there. You know everybody loves to hate the Dallas Cowboys. So you jumping out there on the social media and saying, put some respect on my name, they should, but that don't mean they are. You get what I'm saying? You're not going to change somebody's opinion of you just because you came out there and gave all these valid stats and facts. They ain't going to still like you. They still going to hate you. They're probably going to hate you even more. But at the end of the day, who cares about that hate? As long as they got some respect. They can hate on all you want. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't got to prove nothing to them, big dog. You been doing it. The contract, everything, your numbers speak for themselves. You don't have to be out there talking to everybody. That's why I like Dak. Dak don't be in that media. And even after he didn't get his deal, he still was the good soldier, still the leader that we talk about that you want, where he still was like, you know what? I don't care. I still love the Cowboys. I'm glad to be here, and let's try to get this six. That's why you like Dak Prescott. Ain't that right, Mr. Bunny? That's why you like him. That's why I like him. That's why I like him. That's why I love him. I mean, so hey, we appreciate y'all. Keep on liking and supporting the page, subscribe, all that good stuff. I love you, Mr. Bunny. I do. Me and Mr. Bunny are gonna be real cool, and I'm gonna start bringing him on some shows lately because Mr. Bunny, got some fire for your ass. I know you might not think Mr. Bunny got some fire because he was real quiet today because you heard him in the very beginning. He said that he wanted this show to be about me, but I'm telling you, Mr. Bunny got some fire for your ass, and you're gonna see a little bit later how much knowledge Mr. Bunny has. So make sure you keep on that. All right, but please continue to support Silver and Blue Nation, Big Game James. We got Patrick Walker coming on the Late Night Hype next Tuesday. That is going to be fire, fire, fire. Like we had Katie Drummond on a couple weeks ago. The Capologist. That's my dog, the Capologist. Patrick Walker is going to bring the science. So we had the Capologist a couple weeks ago. Now you about to have science. Okay, now you about to have science. And Patrick Walker, no C, has all that inside intel, and he's going to be able to give us some good meat. He's already been on the Big Game James show a few times, just audio. Now we're going to have him on video on the Late Night Hype, and that's going to be a fire show. So make sure you tune into that, and that will be going on next Tuesday on the Hype. We're going to iron out the times, but just stay posted. And continue to like and subscribe. We got a good bit of members with the Big Game James, but let's keep on getting that raised up. We just had a new member, John Wilkins. Shout out to you, our new member. If any of my new members, he'll be getting his GIF today. GIF today. You'll get your exclusive GIF today. If anybody's in the feed or sees him, give a shout out to Mr. John Wilkins for being a new subscriber to Big Game James and Silver Revelation. We appreciate you, and you will be getting your custom emoji gift today, all that good stuff. So please, let's get out there and like and support. Let's get them subscriptions up. Slow down a little bit, but I get it. COVID's going on. Nobody knows what's going on with finances, all that good stuff. I get it. I understand it because it's going this way over here too. You feel me? It's not the easiest times over here out here in Columbus with this COVID thing with finances and all that good stuff, but we're going to keep on grinding. We're going to keep on bringing that Cowboys news, and hopefully there's a 2020 season this year. If not, we're still going to be here for you. We'll still make it happen. But if it is, these watch parties, everything is going to be a great time. So please continue to like, support, all that good stuff. I love you guys. I appreciate your support. Mr. Bunny loves you. Let me give you a hug, Mr. Bunny. I love you, dog. I know you didn't talk a lot today, but I love you. Look at that. I gave him a nice little. He got that big. Look at that big bow I got him. And he ain't no. Mr. Bunny ain't no little dude, dog. Mr. Bunny, he a big. We might go work out today because he said he want to get them arms a little bit bigger. We did leg day the other day. Today gonna be arm day, so Mr. Bunny might get it in with me. We'll see. I might put him on some push-ups. We'll see what happens. But I love you, Mr. Bunny, and I appreciate you giving me that knowledge, like you did, even though you didn't say it on air. But that's all right. I respect that. But we'll be talking to you soon. Big Game James, Mr. Bunny. We'll talk to you soon. I love you guys. Peace. I'm out.